Welcome and bienvenido to the Dunaway Brothers Open Enrollment for 2020. My name is Rick Pumo. I'm the Employee Benefits Broker for Dunaway Brothers. I made this video to help you along through the enrollment process. If at any time you run into any problems, you can contact me directly at 630-802-4813. By now, you should have all received an email with a link that takes you to this landing page. And when you get here, if it's your first time, you'll be prompted to create a password. If you're returning, you're simply going to use the same password you used last time. If you're having a problem enrolling or logging into the system, rather, you can just contact me directly, and I can reset your password for you. Por los empleados que prefieren inscribirse en español o prima aquí, for our Spanish-speaking employees, there is an option to enroll in Spanish. So go ahead and enter your password, log into the system, and it'll take you to a landing page where it's either going to prompt you to put in your basic information, or it's going to say, hey, here's what you're currently enrolled in, and go ahead and manage your enrollment and get started. It'll prompt you again if you haven't already seen this video and you just went ahead and logged in to go ahead and look at the video. You can just hit continue. Here's where you're entering in your basic information. If you forget to enter anything in and you try to move on in the system, it's just going to remind you, hey, you missed a field, but just go ahead and enter in your basic information, your contact info, your mailing address. Be sure to include the date that you were hired if you don't already see it in there. Select your job title, and this is also where you enter in your shirt size, so Dunaway Brothers knows what kind of shirt or sweatshirt to order for you. Go ahead and hit the blue buttons to move on through the system. If you have any dependents to add, this is where you'll add them. I'm just enrolling as a single. And if you are eligible for Medicare, if you're 65 or older, this is where you'd enter your information. If not, just hit the blue button to continue. The default in the system is to be set up to say that you're waiving benefits. So if you want to see what the prices are for you for the different plans, go ahead and click on Enrolled. And then when you scroll down, you'll see the options available to you for open enrollment. Each of the open enrollment plans starts with 2020. And you can see we've got a number of different plans to choose from. So I can go ahead and click on the Compare Plans, and I can just take you through a quick overview of what's different about each of the plans. So over on the left is the entry plan. This uses the Blue Cross Blue Choice Preferred Network. That's the same network that you'd get if you were going to get private insurance through the marketplace. It's actually not a bad network in our area out west here. It includes access to Northwestern Medicine this year, something it didn't include last year. So if you go to Dreyer or Northwestern Medicine, this is a reasonable plan as long as you're satisfied using a large deductible. And just paying, right, you're thinking about this plan as, oh, this is hospitalization. It's going to keep me from having to pay a $50,000 bill. But along the way, you're agreeing that you're going to pay all of the smaller expenses, going to the doctor. Everything is going to be subject to deductible and coinsurance. So plan to pay all of your expenses up to the deductible of $6,500. The most you can spend out of your own pocket on this plan is the out-of-pocket maximum, that's $6,750. There are two plans in the Blue Options category. Blue Options uses two networks of doctors and hospitals. It uses the smaller network that you see over here that does not include hospital systems like University of Chicago or North Shore. And as a result, if you stay in that smaller network, you're subject to a smaller deductible and coinsurance. If we look at this Blue Options Gold plan, you're subject to a $750 deductible. But let's say you need a specialist that can only be found at the University of Chicago Health System. That's fine. You're still in network, but you're subject to a larger deductible on that, and you'd be subject to a $1,750 deductible. If you've already seen doctors and you've satisfied your $750 worth of expenses over in the small network, and then you move over to University of Chicago, you only have another $1,000 to go. So they share buckets. It's not two completely separate deductibles. And pay attention again to how that differs with the out-of-pocket maximum. The worst case scenario, if you stay in the small network over here, is $4,250. Significantly less than if you use this less expensive plan here. If you use the large network, if you were over here at University of Chicago or North Shore, we might pay as much as $6,250 in a given calendar year. So there are two flavors of that plan. This has the smaller deductibles, this has the larger deductibles, and as a result, you pay slightly less for this Blue Options plan. Also available is a Platinum plan. In a year where you're expecting to have big medical expenses, this is an attractive plan, even though it's more than twice as expensive as the least expensive plan over here. It's worth it for one particular reason, and that is that it keeps your expenses down to $1,250. That's the worst case scenario, or the most you can spend on medical expenses in network in this plan. And it uses the large Blue Cross network. You can go anywhere you want to go on this plan. Whether that's University of Chicago or North Shore or Northwestern. So looking at these plans, you can then go ahead and select the plan that you want. I'm going to go ahead and select the plan over here for the Blue Options Silver plan, and Dunaway Brothers is sharing the expense of the employee-only premium with you, and so you can see it's quite affordable. That's our deduction per pay period. If you would like to add your spouse, your dependents, your children, you can do so. You're simply going to do so at the full rate. So now that we're done selecting our plans, and you'll see extra plans in here because I'm a new employee and it's showing me plans from last year, but I'm just going to go ahead and move on through the system by clicking the blue button. Go ahead and look at dental. Again, you're going to click enrolled. Now, Dunaway Brothers pays 100% of the employee-only dental premium. So this is a great opportunity if you don't have dental insurance to have dental insurance, and there's no cost to you at all. The only cost to you is if you're going to add dependents like a spouse or a child, then there would be an additional deduction. But you can see the cost is zero. So I've got that selected, and I'm going to go ahead and continue on. With vision, it's a rather inexpensive proposition to get vision. Dunaway Brothers pays for half of the cost of the employee-only vision, and so it really only cost me $1.66 per pay period to add that. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. You don't have to worry about adding information about previous coverage or existing coverage. You don't have to enter any information about your health conditions. So you can just move on, and it'll show you a summary of what you've selected. Go ahead and click on the blue button, and it'll say, hey, wait a minute, you selected some plans, but you didn't review the summary of benefits coverage statements for those plans. They were located directly under the plan. So we can go ahead and select those. And this is just a way of making sure you're actually getting the plan that you wanted. So go ahead and click on those. And this gives you the detail on each plan. Okay, am I getting the plan that I really was expecting to get? Yep. There it is. There's the deductible of $4,500 that I was looking for. That's fine. You can see it's available in Spanish as well if you'd like that. And then I'll just continue moving on through the system. Same thing for dental. Hey, I selected this dental plan down here. Let's go ahead and click on the highlight sheet for that so I can confirm what the benefits are and I know exactly what I've enrolled in. And same for vision. I'm going to go ahead to the plan I selected, take a look at the vision highlights, and I'll continue on. Okay, there's our summary again. I'm going to move on to the part where we go ahead and sign. Now, when we're signing, it's going to generate all of the enrollment forms for us. You can type in your name right here, and it'll create an electronic signature. However, some insurance carriers require that you actually make a signature by tracing with your mouse. And you can see it really looks nothing like your regular signature is going to look like. And that's fine. And then just click on each green area when you're prompted, and then click on Finish Signing, and you're done. And here's where you can rate your enrollment experience, and you can say, gee, Rick was great with his instructions if you feel like it. I'm going to say that because I love me. And you're all done. You'll also receive a follow-up email at the end of enrollment, and that'll confirm that you've completed the process. So if you have any questions, again, you can contact me, Rick Pumo, at 630-802-4813. Thank you for watching.